My target customer is everyone. I can tell you right now, this is absolutely not true, and I'm going to tell you why. Hello and welcome to Engage and Thrive, also known as EAT, your coffee catch-up with me, your host, Taelon, where we will go through common problems and hurdles that come up in business, marketing and advertising and try and demystify them. I know firsthand how complicated and confusing it can seem with all the different acronyms and all the things to do in business. So let me try and help you be better in business. First things first, let's start with grabbing a coffee. Okay, now we've got our coffee. So today we're going to talk about ideal customer profile. Let's start with the acronym. This is known as ideal customer profile, target customer, target demographic, IDC. All of it means the same thing. Who are you trying to target and engage with to buy your product or service? It is your customer. Now, one thing's for sure that I do need to say is this will evolve over time. And also, you may have more than one ideal customer. But we'll get into that later on in a few episodes when we talk about your active and your passive. For the purpose of this video and this episode, we're just going to talk about one customer profile, which you can obviously repeat and watch this video again and do your second or third, however you would like to. So, why I believe your customer profile is the most important thing you can do in business. I'm going to have to put my coffee down for this one. So, think about anything to do with your business. Forget your logo, forget your color of branding, thinking about your product or service. When you're talking about where you want to be selling, how you want to be talking to your customer, what you're actually selling, and the end customer using it, the most important thing is to understand who that profile is that's going to be buying from you. I think so many people get caught up in the sexy, shiny stuff of what does my logo look like? What colors are we going to use? Oh, I need a drop shadow. Oh, can we use this kind of photography? But actually, if you don't know who your customer is, none of that matters. Okay, now we've covered it off. Let's talk about 5 things you can do to establish your customer profile. So whether you already have a customer base and you want to review your data, so things to look out for, to then refine it, or whether you're starting out and this is things that you need to think about to then create your business plan, your marketing, etc. Number 1, let's start with the age. Okay, so yes, you may be able to get people to buy your product or service who are aged 18 to 65. But not everyone within that is going to be the continuous buyer or the fast buyer that you want. So just narrow it down slightly. And again, you may be saying, okay, 18 to 25 is one of my demographics, but then also I know 42 to 48. Take that, put it on a post-it note and keep it. We'll come back to that at a later stage. For now, we're just going to focus on one. So 18 to 25 we established is your target customer profile age. Now, let's think about geographical location. I keep flicking because my hair is getting in the way. So your target geographical location. As an online business owner, people say to me, well, why do you need a target geographical location? You're online. You can literally attract everyone. Yes, in theory, yes. But I also have to think about my target customer. Where are they likely to be physically if I want to think about geographical targeting with paid ads or time of day to be thinking to be posting to them or other partnerships to link up with. So even though it is online, I'm thinking, are they online working from a beach? Are they online reading my content while they're on a tube in London? You still need to think about the geographical location. So let's say we pick Singapore. Your target demographic is 18 to 25 in Singapore. Okay, now we're going to go into income earning. So again, you don't need to know the level of detail that they earn 34,925p. You just need to know, are they a low income earner, a middle income earner, or a high income earner, or a no income earner? Are they a new business owner that's just starting out and they're using their own savings or investment money or a bank loan to actually start? Those are things, and all of this will make sense as you get further and deeper into your business and into your marketing. Okay, we've got their age, we've got their location, and we've got their earnings. Now we're going to think about their hobbies and interests. So I like to call this a day in the life. And if we were doing this workshop in person, I might actually plot out with you the time of day that they do different activities. So think about from the point of when they wake up in the morning, what do they do? What are their touch points? How many times a day are they picking up their phone versus their laptop? When they're picking up their phone or their laptop, is it an iPhone or is it an Android? Are they a tablet user? Are they only picking up their phone while they're commuting to work? What are they doing at work? What social platforms are they on? How are they sending and receiving information about things that they're interested in? Do they sign up to loads of newsletters? Do they play loads of games? Do they listen to podcasts? All of these things are touch points that you really want to think about when you're then designing your marketing strategy, your go-to-market strategy, or your existing strategy, and how you're going to engage your audience. For example, if you know that your audience are active podcast listeners, you don't want to be launching a brand new newsletter right now because you know they're going to be listening to content rather than reading content. Something to think about. Okay, the final one, number 5. This one is really where you bring it back to you. So, the pains and gains of your customer. What are they currently struggling with that your product or service can solve their problem? So you're giving the solution to solve that problem. Think about, again, leaning back into their age, their location, their time of day, which this pain and gain might be different when you do different customer profiles. You may have different service offerings for different age people, for different located people, for different job levels. Thinking about all of those. Okay, now you've got all that. That is your 5 things to do for your customer profile. The final one, which is the bonus piece, is naming your customer. So I like to do this because if you have a name, it brings it to life really, and you can refer back to that name when you're talking about said customer profile to other team members. You may have freelancers, you may have people that you outsource, or even just for yourself. So if you're writing website content and then you're thinking about, does this engage my audience? You refer back to your customer profile to say, okay, for this example, I'm going to call my customer profile Ashley. So if you're writing the content for your website, you would then say, would Ashley find this engaging? Would Ashley buy or send an inquiry? When you're doing your social posting and you're coming up with the style of how it looks or the time of day or whatever, you would think, is this when Ashley is actually looking at social media? Is this something Ashley would send to their friend? So all of that all links up. But yeah, name your profile and keep that name. And then if you want to, you can go into more details, like coming up with a little mood board and scrap board of actually like visualizing that person. But you now have your ideal customer profile, your ideal target customer, your target demographic of who you want to start with. So if you have any other questions about your customer profiles, or even just want me to review what you've done, drop me a message either in the comments below or send me a direct message and I will see what I can do. And see you next time for another episode of Engage and Thrive, Eat with Taelon.